Hi, my name is Chris. Welcome to my channel. Today I'm going to be doing Leetcode problem 205, isomorphic strings in JavaScript. Okay, given two strings S and T, determine if they are isomorphic. The two strings S and T are isomorphic if the characters in S can be replaced to get T. All occurrences of a character must be replaced with another character while preserving the order of characters. No two characters may map to the same character, but a character may map to itself. All right, what does this mean? So basically, if we look at these two strings, right, you see that anytime we have an E in S, there's an A in T, right? Anytime that there is a G in S, there's a D in T, right? So they occur at the same index, I should say. If we look here, that's not the case, right? We have FOOBAR. So let's say hypothetically, so this is going to be false. Let's say hypothetically this R was A. Well, then it would be true, right? So this last example, so every time we see a P, we see a T. Anytime we see an A, we see an I. Anytime we see an E, we see an L. Anytime we see an R, we see an E at the same index. All right, there is going to be one gotcha case, but we'll deal with that once we get there. I think it makes most sense to grab these, because that's the most complicated scenario. And there's our variables. Let's go ahead and create our function. Let's call it func. Right now, we're just going to return true. That's eventually going to be our default return. And then we'll log the function to the console so we can see it. Cool. Okay, so what we're going to do is we're going to create an empty object, call it storage. And now we're going to loop through the S string with a for loop. And what we're going to do is we're going to say if S doesn't exist as a key in storage in our loop, right, we're going to add S as the key, and then, we're going to add the letter as this key, and then we're going to add the letter of T as its value. So when we get to P, we're going to add P as a key and T as a value to storage. Same thing here. It doesn't exist yet, so we're going to add A as a key, I as a value. Then we check to see if P exists in storage. Well, now it does. Then we have to check, well, is the value the same for P as it is for the letter at this index of T? If the value isn't the same, then we return false. All right. So let's go ahead and set this up. I'm going to say for let I equals 0. If I is less than s.length, increment I. Now what we can say is if s at I in storage, so that's saying if this key is in storage, but we're going to say if that equals false, so if that key does not exist in storage, we simply add it to storage. So storage s at I is going to equal t at I. So let's return storage to see what's going on with that. Cool. So now we have all the values, the unique values, and the corresponding letter, or sorry, all the unique letters in S as keys, and the whatever letter is at the same index as in T as this values. That's what's going on. So then we need an else statement, and this is going to handle case where storage already has that key. So at this point, if we're here, we know that this key exists, so we don't have to check if that's true or not. And then we can just say if that does not equal t at I, we go ahead and we return false. And then if we don't see this condition, we hit the default return of true. Cool. And so we can check to make sure this is working. I'm going to change this T to an L. Now we should get false. Fantastic. Okay, let's copy all this logic here and paste it into Leetcode. Let's format our code. Let's run the test. Great. All cases passed. Now, we're not going to pass all the tests here. I already know that, but let's see what happens. So we're going to submit it. Okay, now this is the gotcha. So what's happening here is we're getting, once we get to C, that is a unique key, but its value is also the value of this key of A and A, right? And that can't be the case, so this should be false. So let's move over to Leetcode, copying these variables, pasting these variables, and so we're getting true now. We should be getting false. So what we need to do is we need to check and make sure that if we're in this situation here, where we don't see that key in storage, we also need to check if this value already exists in storage, right? And if it does, then we return false. So the way we can do this is we can create an array of all the values. We're going to create a variable values. This is going to be array. By saying object.values, and then we pass in storage. So now if we console.log values, we can see all the values. Cool. And then what we can simply do is we can check to see if the current, if t at I is in values. If it's already in there, we return false. So simply we just have an if statement that says if values dot includes t at I, we return false. And now we should see false, and we do. Great. Let's copy all this. Moving on over to Leetcode. Format our code. We already know that test cases will pass. Let's just go ahead and submit it. Great. Oh, that's slower than I thought it'd be. It passed, but it's really slow. I wonder if that's my internet speed. I'm gonna try one more time. Yeah, it's still kind of slow. Oh well. I wonder if there's any way I can make this faster off the top of my head. Well, nothing's coming to me, so maybe I'll work on this and do another video later. But hopefully you found this this video helpful and enjoyable. If you did, please like it. It helps my channel grow. If you'd like to see more like these, please like and subscribe to my channel. Thanks for watching. We'll see you again real soon.